Hi guys, this is Crossy of Eclipse Gaming TV and welcome to part 58 of my Lower League to Champions League challenge with Dover Athletic on FM2014. So last time out we saw a loss and a win. The loss was gutting. We were 1-0 up until the 88th minute and then conceded 2 goals very quickly. But we're not looking too bad. 10th in the table, over 30 games left to play, and we're only 3 points behind the playoff spots, which is where I think I'm going to be looking to end up. Forest Green at the top, 3 points clear. We've played against them and they are looking very good. Same could be said for Ebbsfleet. They smashed us 7-2, I think it was, and we might have got one more for consolation. But as you can see here, Saul Williams and Ben May both right up there in the assist chart. So Ebbsfleet not short of goals at the moment, let's put it that way. 14 plus on their goal difference. We're struggling down at -1 due to a few defensive issues. Surprise, surprise. But I think we are getting used to the new formation, which we have changed to for this season, going to a 4-2-4 as opposed to the 4-4-2 with defensive midfielder and attacking midfielder. Main reason for doing that is simply because of the players that I've got at my disposal. It doesn't really suit what I've got. Basically, I've got 2 strikers that I need to put in. I've got a rotation of central midfielders. I hadn't really got anyone that could fill that attacking midfield role in the hole between the 2 strikers, because Alex Sedera, who filled it last year, is a little bit past it. And yeah, the midfielders that I've got that could fill that defensive midfield role can easily slot in at central. So I'm not too worried at all. Let's get to it then. I've got Luton coming up. I'm going to find out where they are in the table. They're a team that I sort of consider to be a fairly big club for this sort of level. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's just the kind of perception that I've got. But they are languishing around about mid-table here along with us, so we need to be trying to use them as a springboard and push beyond that point if we can. But let's get to this. So I've got Newman Duncliffe, Tom Ross and Constantine Carter unavailable for selection because they played in the under-18s game. That's fine. Tom Ross is 16-year-old. Got a bit of work to do on his technical stats, I think you could say there. And Constantine Carter, it was suggested that I gave him a run on the right hand side, and I've done exactly that. But he's not been bad in the role, he's just been a bit quiet. So no major loss not to have him involved, and Newman Duncliffe did a great job for us when he filled in for the injured Mitch Walker last season. But I've got Paul Smith in, who is a bit of a temporary fix. And probably next thing that you're going to see on the channel after this will be a squad analysis video, so I'll go into that in a little more detail. But this is the team that's been suggested for me. I might make a tweak or two along the line. So I've got Adamola on the right, Sparks on the left. Happy with both of those two. Adamola's starting to look very lively. Sparks again the same. Allen, our loan signing, not so much. Elder and Birchall up front. Fairly happy with that. What's the story with Lee Hughes? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'll throw Lee Hughes in to begin with, because he's looked more likely for a goal, I think, out of him and Birchall. And then I'll probably swap him out around about half-time, 60 minutes, that sort of thing, as Birchall is looking more fresh. What else do I feel like doing? Well, we've made a few adjustments here with the midfielders. Peter Sweeney going to probably sit this one out because of fitness again. Can I get away with Sawyer as a creative force? 9 passing, creatives. Yeah, I think I can do that. So I'll leave him in the advanced playmaker role. Mark Hughes in the support role. Yeah, we'll do that. Tom Winston back at left back. Marlon Romeo at right back. Yeah, fairly keen to see him develop. McCain and Ficagna, who have been our top 2 centre backs this season. Teddy Ngoy and Fraser Franks, they haven't had bad games by any stretch when they've slotted in, but these two have been the standout. for Cagner, if anything, for his goal threat. Right, so let's get to this. So, closing down on the goalkeeper, as always. Wide players, show them onto their weaker foot. Hard tackling. Strikers, show them onto their weaker foot. Hard tackling. Tight marking. Right, let's do this. Let's G the lads up and get ready for this one. Try to channel Norwich City with our fetching yellow and green strip today. Ball in behind, Cullen offside, thankfully. Need to get a foot in, boys. Just hassled the shot there, end up being pushed wide. Chance for Hughes to slot in, offside unfortunately, but he found the finish. Hughes up to Elder, nice touch. And I'm quite surprised by that finish actually, which he scuffed wide. Near post header, nothing came of that. Paul Smith, smart save. Nearly squeaked in. Chance for Elder to finish, and he has. He loves these long range ones from just on the edge of the box. Just jumps us a few places up in the table. Sparks with the assist. Elder hit it on the rise, bobbling about all over the shop. He doesn't care. He stuck it at the back of the net. You notice I've just changed the mentality from attacking to standard. See, I'm putting effort into this now. Tom Winter outside of the box. Thought he might force to save there, but he's just skimmed it over the top. Ball in behind. Smith gets a hand on it. Does just enough to push it wide. Well in from Sparks. Won the ball, got it clear, crunched the player while he was at it. All or nothing. Just tell the lads to keep that going. Mark Hughes caught with it in midfield. That's going to come back in our direction. It's like a training exercise for Paul Smith, plucking that out of the air. Never in any danger. McCain slides in well in. Good interception. And Tom Winter's going to mop that up. Hughes manages to find the other Hughes. Chance for Adamola to run with it, and he does take that opportunity. Nice ball into Lee Hughes, who's fouled in the box. That's a penalty. Yellow card for that as well. Can we make it 2-0? Sawyer to slot in, which he does. Lee Sawyer, crisp. Second goal of the season, bottom corner. Right, I'm going to ring a couple of changes here. Frank's in for Tom Winter, who needs a little bit of a breather, and I'm also going to throw in Birchall on for Hughes. His job is done here, I think. 2-0 lead. Kind of interesting when you can say someone's job's done because they've fallen over in the box and got a penalty, but you know, sometimes you need that experienced head over, or nearly 250 goals, I think it was, in the Football League. Sometimes you need that goal-scoring experience. Sometimes you just need that falling over experience, and it's worked for us. Birchall's come on. Nice ball in from Franks. Keeper gets a hand to it, but it wasn't enough of a hand. Elder with a flick. Gets that over to Sparks. What can he do with it? Nice ball into Sawyer, who tries to get it under control, doesn't, nearly scores with that, and ends up scuffing it wide of the post. You can see he had a bit of a nosebleed being that far up the field. Jordan Burrow offside. Didn't quite see who the defender was, but ended up getting the wrong side of the striker there and managed to get away with it. End up being offside. Sawyer up to Adamola, couldn't quite get onto that. It was an ambitious little flick up for Cagner with a clearance. Paul Smith again able to just catch that one nice and easy. And there goes that clean sheet. Have a look at what happened there. Nickel, yeah, just got in front of Cagner. Through Paul Smith's hands. He should have had a save there. Seen him save much tougher shots than that over recent games. Almost kept us alive in one or two of those. Birch gets the ball in. Elder to Sparks. Oh, agonisingly close. I could see it from here. Perfect angle, but does go high and wide. And we do come away with a 3-1 victory away from home. We will take that. Most definitely will take that, but would have been nice to get that clean sheet. Okay, so that leaves us 8th in the table. So we're 1 point away from that playoff spot. Remember, around this sort of time, I was worried about whether I was going to keep my job, whether the series was going to be over really quickly, whether we'd get anywhere near 50 parts, and we have well and truly blitzed that, and we're already starting to look in the area where we need to be. Forest Green, a little bit out of touch, 10 points away, but never write anything off. They might get a few key injuries. And this bar was about halfway up. You can see it's now moving in the right direction, which is great. Okay. So Aldershot coming up next, 18th in the table. to go and check out this backroom advice meeting. And it falls as like a good prospect for the future. Okay, let's have a look at him. Has potential to become a decent scroll Premier goalkeeper in the future. Okay. Well, if everything goes to plan, we're going to be well beyond that, so let's not lose too much sleep about getting his signature. Also, just as a mention, I am about 650 quid above my wage budget, which I might have to start addressing. What I will have a look at really quickly is if I can make any adjustments to the budget to compensate. No, I can't, because I haven't got any. As far as where I go with that, I know where my initial thinking is going. 775 quid a week. In fact, that's pretty much a no-brainer. That's what I'm going to have to shed the weight, because Borrowdale hasn't done the job for us at all. And while I'm at it, let's have a look at who else is on high contracts. Paul Smith, 850. I'll take that. So Borrowdale is next one along, 775, and he's really not cutting the mustard for us. So I think what I'll do, give him a run in the next game, see how he gets on, and then I might have to make that trim. And I'm going to bring someone else in just as cover, I think, because we've got no one else in the youth team that could even fill in for a game or two. Not that it made too much odds. Tom Winter played virtually every game at left back. Lloyd Harrington got about 2 games for us last season, then I ended up releasing him for pretty much the same reason. So in fact, screw it, I'm going to do it now. I'll try to, it might not let me. See if it's actually let me do that, or if the board decides to block it. And also, while we're at it, I'll have a little look and see who I can get, either loan wise or who could maybe cover us at left back. One of these two would do. Tackling technique 10. 10 pace. Okay, that could be things sorted as far as left back goes. I'll just make sure there's no one that I'd rather get. What am I doing here? Reset filter. Expired position. The big problem I've got is that I don't recognise a lot of these names because I'm not a huge follower of lower league football, to the point where there's probably names jumping out at 1 or 2 of you, but no such luck for me. get a couple of scout reports on some guys. That might be the way to go as well if I can get him cheap enough. We'll see. I'll get some reports in and have a look. In the meantime, let's go and look at this team because I haven't particularly made some choices here. Right, so how are we going to play this? So recommended by the quick pick, Alder and Birchall. Gonna stick with the same plan, I think. Lee Hughes pretty much good to go fitness wise. Sparks and Adamola, happy with that. Is Peter Sweeney good to go? I think I want him in there, to be honest. Mark Hughes is best position. Roberts at right back. Not. Throw Roberts in here. He can go ball winning midfielder, slot into defensive roles, or into a defensive role, I should say. Marlon Romeo at right back. You happy with that? Goy Allen do with a midfielder. McCain and Ficagna at centre back, no problems with that. Tom Windsor on the left. Yeah, I know I was paying over the odds of Borrowdale. I didn't know it was that bad. And so you can see that familiarity's jumped up a fair bit. Balanced fluidity. Right, let's do this. Win would be nice, please. The league position. So we're in 8th. 1 point away from the playoffs. And then we have got Aldershot, who are down here in 18th. But they're only 5 points behind us as well. So by the same token, they're not a million miles away. It's very tight, this division so far. So we want tight marking on the goalkeeper. I don't think so. And show these wide players onto their weaker feet. Do the same old stuff I do every game. Okay, let's do this. Time to keep the run going. We need to keep this run going for another 30 games. Elder to Hughes, can't quite get on the end of that. You know almost for a fact he would have finished that as well. Hughes trying to make a bit of space. Find Adamola, who pings it across the box. Whether that was a cross or a shot, it was a good effort on both counts. Don't mind that too much. Maybe would have liked an end product, but never mind. Smith makes the catch. McCain pretty much just dives out the way to free that up. Luckily offside. I'm surprised Marlon Romeo didn't get to that because he's one of the quickest players we've got in our team. That's pretty much the reason I brought him in. Not for his defensive abilities by any stretch, but because he's lightning quick. I find at this level in particular, if you can run at someone with pace, you can put the wind up them a bit. Not that you're expecting an end product from players with that much pace, but hey, You can take it. If they were quick and they could finish, they'd be at championship level, so... Bit of a nothing game here so far. Nothing coming in our direction attacking wise. Not been under the cosh too much either. So lads, we can come out with a win. Hasn't really worked with Sweeney, so I'll throw in Lee Sawyer in that role. His fitness was flagging a bit, 71. Lee Hughes, same problem, but I think that's because he took a knock, so I'll give him another 15-20, see how that works out. Just need to create a chance. Midfield must just be getting bossed. Sparks through to Hughes. And what a goal that is from Daniel Sparks. Hughes going for that same old trick. Going down in the box trying to get us a penalty. Who needs a penalty when you got finishing like this? Check it out. Hughes and Elder pretty much got in each other's way. Sparks decides, nah, I'm not going to mess around with that. Off the woodwork about 17 times back of the net. Oh, the other Tom Winter does exactly the same thing at the other end with a spectacular goal out on the wing. Paul Smith is like, I got it, I got it, I got it. I don't got it. Let's throw Birchall on. He was good for a goal off the bench last time. The other Tom Winter offside for Aldershot. And after a spectacular goal, he scuffed that one well wide. Terrible throw in, that's coming back at us. 3 minutes of injury time. Just one chance, please. In fact, I pretty much had one chance of the game. We ended up converting and putting it in the back of the net. We just can't produce anything. Last roll of the dice. Last chance. And that was just a poor performance, really. I mean, we've been talking so much about our success at being a good attacking team, scoring one more than the opposition, playing good football, and just didn't create anything at all. Couldn't get the ball in the midfield. Tried making a change, taking Sweeney out, putting Sawyer in. Again, nothing. Just didn't produce a single thing worth talking about, apart from one chance and one goal. But at least we come away with a point. Got to be happy-ish with that. Still leaves us 3 points off that playoff spot. So yeah, nothing too much to worry about. It could have ended a lot worse for us, let's put it that way. But, too valuable a player to release. Alright, well let's change that. Set transfer status. Squad status not needed. Confirm. Release on a free. Alright, let's do this. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, right? Guess I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way then. Or try to. Anyway, that's enough of that. We can pick up our wage budget and our left back issues in the next part. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please throw a comment in the box below. And any feedback that you got for me, positive or negative, would be great. Any suggestions, well received. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will catch you next time. Thank you very much.